Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is your today's update, October 9th. And one of the things that's been throwing around by the left here and by Democrats is this poor innocent pastor that just showed up to the ICE facility in Portland. They're either in Portland or Chicago. And he just wanted to pray and bless everyone, and he feels bad for all of humanity here in this situation. And here's him getting pegged in the head by the ICE agents. Here it is. Bah! Down he goes. You know, I never get tired of seeing these people fuck around and then find out. So you might be wondering to yourself, what a horrible situation. I can't believe they would take a shot at a poor innocent pastor that has nothing to do with any of this and isn't a violent antifa person of any kind. So we're going to look into some of the information of who this person really is. So glutton for punishment or militant, Chicago pastor David Black always seems to be on the front lines, like an intentional target, hoping for his 15 minutes of fame. He's been hit in the head with a PepperBall, pepper sprayed in the past, and threw punches in the air. What we know, Reverend David Black, a Presbyterian pastor from Chicago's First Presbyterian Church, is known as the protest pastor, with a knack for turning sermons into street theater. From anti-abortion rallies to climate protests, he's been mic'd up and marching for years. He's even sued the federal government over First Amendment infringement. Do you think his actions are real or are they planned propaganda? So this left-wing hack has been using his position in this fake church, which has like almost no members at this point. So here's another one. What kind of priest is this? Reverend David Black is known as a professional agitator and frequently participates in pro-abortion and pride marches. He is currently suing ICE after being shot in the face with a pepper spray gun while blocking ICE vehicles at the Chicago Detention Center. So he's breaking the law. I don't care if you're a real priest, fake priest. You don't get to go out and break the law. Now, this guy's a grifter. He appears to be going out and doing this and putting himself in harm's way so that he can be attacked or shoved or hit or pushed down or what have you, and then he can turn around and sue, make money for himself or the church, or preferably both, more than likely, his own little shit church, and he just uses this as a grift to line his pockets. So participates in pride marches, currently suing ICE. Leftist idiots are trying to portray this as an attack on Christianity, which is just another Democrat lie. David Black is a wolf in sheep's clothing and a blasphemous clown. Here's David Black with his hose. Reportedly, he's a paid protester and agitator. So far, nothing can be found that he is a priest or Presbyterian minister, even though there's claims that suggest he is with the church. After the trespassing PepperBall incident, he went right back to the streets. Here's some of the paraphernalia from his alleged church. Pastor David Black runs a church that pushes for far left-wing activism, much of which goes against the teachings of the Bible. Just curious about what I found out about. One of them is inclusion. Everyone reflects the image of God, no exceptions. For us, inclusion means loving everyone because of who they are, not despite it. We welcome everyone to full and equal participation in the church, embracing people of all races, cultures, abilities, sexual orientations, and genders. Does this sound like any normal church or regular church that anyone goes to anywhere, regardless of the color or nationality of the church? I don't care if it's a black church, white church, Albanian church, whatever religion out there. Do any of them are putting these bullshit flyers out there? They'll say all welcome. They won't get into exactly the breakdown of how the left approaches everything, which is through sexuality, equity, and gender. Activism is another page here from a pamphlet. We believe Jesus calls us to be in solidarity for those who experience poverty, marginalization, dispossession, and oppressions of every kind. Jesus has called his followers to stand against institutions, cultures, and industries that harm individuals, community, and ecosystems. I mean, I don't recall Jesus saying that in any of the teachings. I'm not a devout follower, so forgive me if I've missed some passages. But I don't know that that Jesus calls for you to essentially become an anarchist and something of a terrorist. Let's see the front lines. So David is a Presbyterian pastor in Chicago. Antifa puts on the front lines to scream at and provoke ICE agents at the purpose of performative victimhood. You'll notice in the video that I showed you, one guy walks in front of him in order to block him, but the sniper still gets him in the head regardless. Look, the others are protecting him as well. When have you ever known the left to give a shit about the church and Christianity, right? They hate the church. They hate Christianity. They hate any religion that isn't their own twisted religion, which is their religion is the religion of no gender, no line is too far to be crossed, no action or defilement of your body or anything is too much. Look, he's Mr. for forgiveness. Let's believe in the Lord. Certainly seems pretty angry and is screaming at the men on the roof like he wants a fight. That doesn't strike me as any pastors that I know. Representative David Black was part of a group of protesters impeding ICE vehicles in the middle of the street as ICE vehicles were leaving the federal facility. Please present the truth and not rely on photos without context. So here's him again at this protest in a separate situation, blocking traffic, and he is directly involved with the left-wing rioters and agitators that are here. He gets sprayed in the face again. That makes me happy. I hope he goes blind. I hope he gets the shit kicked out of him. This is a garbage human being that's grifting to put money in his pocket. Here, this person claims here that this is the decline of his bullshit church. Representative David Black is an ordained teaching elder in the Presbyterian Church and has a certificate in Black Church Studies. Of course he does. It would be funny if he just created a certificate named after him and gave it to himself. Anyway, the market is spoken. This is allegedly, I can't confirm this, the people that are going to his church. So it went from, according to this graph, which again I can't confirm, 3 million to essentially 0. No one is going to that church. Here he is wearing Black Lives Matter paraphernalia while he's at another protest because it looks like he's on the street. Pastor David Black isn't a priest. He's an activist. He attends rallies, disobey lawful orders, and then sues when something happens to him. So, he's one of those... it's like when they referred to some lawyers as ambulance chasers. So they would essentially just follow that ambulance right to the problem and then go, here you go, my guy. Here's my card. I see you hurt. I'm a witness. Come see me, and we'll get you everything that you're due. Except he plays a professional victim, so he shows up and inserts himself into these situations, knowing that chances are he's going to be caught up in the whole thing and something may happen to him. And as soon as it does, he uses it as his opportunity to sue. This man is not a man of God. He is a professional grifter, liar, and anarchist. And he deserves everything that he gets as being a protester, and he deserves zero compensation in return. So the reason I bring this up is because for anyone that doesn't follow any of this, you don't follow the news, you don't follow about what's going on, you'll see the story and then just think to yourself, oh my God, it's getting so bad at this point that ICE officers are just indiscriminately firing into crowds. They're even firing at poor, innocent pastors. Now I've just showed you a whole bunch of information that shows you that this piece of trash is anything but an innocent pastor. He's in fact an activist involved with the left and these Antifa activists who is an instigator and goes out of his way to get involved and get in trouble. He wouldn't be on the front lines with these people screaming at ICE if he was a pastor. He would be somewhere safe, following the law, because I think God's teaching is follow me and then follow the laws of your land. Don't break those laws. So follow my laws and follow the laws of where you live, right? So if that's in there, and I'm correct about that, and I'm paraphrasing, if you're going to go to it and protest, that you don't like what's going on there. And if you're a real pastor, you don't join the mob. You stand somewhere where you're legal, and you pray, or you speak with people. You pray for nonviolence. You pray for the souls of everybody that's there, and whatever, right? You don't immediately assert yourself into it and become an agitator and become an activist, unless, of course, you are one. And that's what that guy is. So when you're getting the information on this story and you're thinking, oh my God, a pastor was shot, that doesn't sound right to me. That can't be the situation. It isn't the situation. Essentially, another activist was pepperballed in the head, and all of the activists that are getting it. And that's what he is, another left-wing scumbag activist, because you would care about all lives as a pastor of a church. You wouldn't discriminate and break down to where this Black Lives Matter garbage, where you have become part of not a positive message to help black people, but the domestic terror organization that was burning cities to the ground. You don't put their paraphernalia on, right? You can care about the German people. You don't have to put on a swastika and hang a flag up in order to say, well, I'd like to be very clear that I support Germans. No, you can do that without putting the garb on. There's a difference between the two. So when you see this, I want everyone to be informed, and don't be confused, and don't be tricked into what the left wants you to think here. He's just another left-wing activist scumbag. He's not a real pastor. Going through some bullshit online course or something, or whatever he did, and then running a church with 5 people in it, your little cult or whatever, doesn't make you a recognized church. I don't care if you got 5 people or 5,000 that attend. All right, that's the update for today, and I'll catch up with everybody real soon. Like, share, support, and subscribe, and help the show grow. Thank you very much.